Sons of the Forest came out recently, which is the sequel to The Forest, which we played The Forest a lot, actually, over the years. It's a open world survival game dropped in a forest. You have to survive, and there's like a story underneath. There's cannibals in the forest that attack you, and you have to build up your shelter and everything. And you know, complete this sort of obtuse, mysterious storyline. So Sons of the Forest is very much in the same vein. Kind of just as jank as the previous game was for most of its life. We're still in early access with Sons of the Forest right now. But we all bought it. We decided to get into it early because we knew we would get a kick out of it playing together as a group. We built up our base, and I mean, the funny thing is, we in just a few days of playing already completed the story content accidentally, just by stumbling across the right sequence. And we were also just mystified as to what the hell is going on in said story.
Dude, it's been like 2 or 3 days since we've seen that, and I've been thinking about that game. I'm like,
you're just trying to parse it in your head.
Yeah, dude, like it won't filter into my brain. Like
you're trying to figure out if it feels good or not, or what do you mean?
No, what happened?
Yeah, what the fuck was going on?
Granted, because we were playing as a group and we were just having fun, we probably skipped a lot of, or not even just skipped, we picked up a lot of shit, like notes and stuff. And we saw a lot of like pieces.
Now, see, I was reading some of those notes.
Okay.
And okay. I remember like two things I remember is the artifact, which we all like knew about.
Yes.
And that it did something and it made a bunch of people into those like cannibal monster things.
Right.
That was all we found. But also we did end up missing like I think 1 or 2 caves. So maybe those 1 or 2 caves has like a swath of information that we needed.
That would be funny.
Or it had like Guy 3, like in the ending that we had, some random dude just shows up and he's like on our side.
Yeah. And no voice acting, by the way.
No voice acting. He just shows up and it's just he's there. We're like, what the hell?
Yeah. So I feel like if you really paid attention to the stuff that we collected, you could try to piece something together, at least theorize, like I'm sure YouTubers are out there theorizing with what they're picking up, but we were mostly having fun. So just playing through the game. So we weren't paying that close attention, but still I think it's definitely hampered by the lack of voice acting, the lack of like really concrete milestones in the storyline, trying to like tell us, okay, here's what we've established so far, here's where to go next, or what you should be looking for next, or something like that. There's none of that really. It's very, very open-ended, which isn't a bad thing. It's just like we as a group were like just puzzled, kind of baffled as to what was even going on. For Greg, do you want to talk about like the game experience so far?
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I've been having a blast playing the game.
Me too.
I really like the new building mechanic they have in the game, where it's
you've been doing so good with that.
You basically what it is, you chop down a tree or whatever, and you take the log and you set it on the ground, and it is a part of the map, and you go from there and you put other logs or other things and build your own map, or basically build your own building. Like you set all the foundation pieces, you chop wood to make flooring. You can chop out pieces of the wood to make like doors, windows, make shelves. It's very interesting. And if you don't like it, you can just swap back over. You open up like your survival book, and you're able to swap over to the original, the first Forest games way of doing it, where it sets out a blueprint and you just throw the logs over there and they auto do it.
Right.
But I've been I think, how many hours do I have in that game? I think we have like 16 or 17 hours, and I've spent a huge chunk of that time either screaming at this NPC follower we have, Kelvin. I've spent my time just screaming at him to collect logs, and I've just been building like a house or like giant houses and stuff.
Yeah, we really built up our little.
Yeah, we have a pretty crazy base.
Pretty much impregnable. It's like on a cliff under a cliff over
Now,
a lake. So it's
I will
pretty
say
hard
we
to
do
get to.
say that, but we did get attacked once, and that wall crumbled pretty quickly. So
Well, yeah, if it's like I don't think we've gotten attacked by like a big force recently.
no, we've been attacked by these really big red dudes who
Right.
take like a bunch of damage, and they just kind of like walk into our base, smash our shit up. Pretty funny.
And we just like firing from the top.
Super cool thing. You were there for Flash, right? With the river, the little river that was running through the map. We were basically chopping down trees,
Yes.
taking the logs and throwing them into this little like stream that was in the middle of the map, and it was just carrying the logs down the river.
Yeah, that
to our
was
base.
cool.
It was very, very cool. I was shocked about that. It was very cool.
Yeah, it seems like if you can use the environment to your advantage like that. I wonder if that's like as intended as it seems, because obviously they put that in where that could happen. But that is cool.
Yeah, and then it's just we got the cannibals, the mutants. There's like I think 3 cannibal tribes that all have like I think it's the cave dwellers, the red masks, and the gold masks are the 3 groups, and then they have like their own like mutants and whatever, and we just kind of slay them up.
Oh yeah, I like the guys that hide in the trees and then jump down on you.
Oh yeah, those guys are cool. Yeah, there's a lot of cool enemies in the game. They do a lot of like wacky stuff.
So yeah, but just go ahead.
I was just gonna ask some closer questions, but if you got more, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, from what we've experienced, this is again early access, but a lack of boss encounters, which I feel like.
Yeah.
Do I remember that there were ones in
the
the
first
original
game? There was a final boss. It was just you walk into this lab, and there's a little girl standing in the center, or like sitting in the center, playing with a toy, and you walk up to her, and she basically explodes into this giant monster.
Okay, right.
And you fight that. And this one, you see like something, but it's only in cutscenes. Maybe in that 3rd cave that we didn't go to, or that 1 cave we didn't go to. Maybe you fight it in there. That's what I've been thinking about.
Oh, could be. I also wouldn't be surprised if that's just something they've yet to implement, if that they plan for that to be in the final game. Because that would make for a nice like set piece.
Yeah, that would be. I think I want to see more stuff with like them attacking your base and whatnot. I'd like to see like that fleshed out more.
That would be cool. And then one other thing that we had some fun with was you can 3D print stuff in this game. One of the things you can 3D print is sleds. So you can literally do some sick, gnarly sled tricks down a hill. And there's a mountain in the game. So we were just snowboarding down the mountain, sledding down the mountain.
And you don't take damage, which is pretty cool.
You do not take damage while you're on the sled. So you can just go careening into all sorts of obstacles, trees, and rocks. And you can go fast and you can go far. And you can go way off course because you cannot stop yourself. So
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It has some.
I think at like the end
potential.
there, every time I would jump off a cliff, I'd have my sled in my hand. I would just use it to smash into the ground and just keep walking.
Can you imagine that shit in VR? You just vomit,
dude. That's definitely gonna get VR support. I cannot wait. That game is such a like even graphic wise, a huge graphical improvement. Like with how like dense the forest looks and whatnot.
I really enjoyed the forest VR that we did play, so I'm looking forward to if they
it was super cool. So this getting VR, that'll be badass.
So Andy, what are you gonna ask?
Just on the whole, whether you felt like this was a worthy successor and upgrade from the forest.
I feel like it's still too early. Ask me that question when it's a full release. But as of right now, I'd say it's just a better version of the forest, really, even with the same jank ass shit.
All right, cool.
Yeah, to me, it's like more of the same. So if you like that, or especially if you have a group of friends like us to play with, It can be a lot of fun, and it's just it's like it's more content. So it's not doing anything radically different, but still worth the money for the amount of content you get, I would say.
Okay. And the game is like obviously it's an early access, but it seems like you guys beat the story pretty quick. And from what I hear, they consider the story complete. Like they weren't going to be adding more of that.
Yeah, I would. I
Well,
wouldn't be too shocked. I mean, like we were very explorative. I don't know. Like we did explore a lot in a short amount of time. And what they
we were
might
very
do,
thorough.
yes. And what
You
they
were what?
might do is
Thorough.
Oh, thorough. Okay, yeah.
But what they might do is um tune other areas of the game to sort of stall that progression, or like make that progression take longer, like tune the challenge, tune the way the cannibals are organized, tune like resources you can get or something like that. It might still need some tuning somewhere in the game to prevent you from getting everything in the story as quickly as we did, you know. So even if the
Mm-hmm.
story is featured, that's complete to them, other stuff might be changed still. I don't know.
Do you guys still have more you feel like you need to accomplish for now, or is it time to wait for the updates?
There's I think 1 or 2 more caves we got to look through, and then we'll be done.
Cool.
Yeah, you can always like, try a different place or something to set up camp, or like, I don't know, go hunting for whatever.
Sure.
But I don't know that there's that much more that we, as of right now, we think we can find, aside from what Greg said.
We also
Okay.
did decide to stay on the island forever, so I
Right.
guess that really, what else are we gonna do?
This is our home.
That's all I got. It sounds like fun. I guess I'm glad I hadn't. I was tempted to buy it, but I'm glad I didn't because you guys kind of went through most of it pretty quickly. And I think I will wait until the release and evaluate then.
Oh yeah, I would never say to anybody that they like. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad decision at all.